Hello and welcome to Marketing Edge on TV, Nigeria's leading initiative in the business of brand management. A 30-minute show that features brand news, branding focus, industry interviews, conversations, amongst others. All in the mix to promote the brand idea home and abroad. Welcome. The battle for the cola market share may not be abating anytime soon, as long as Big Cola on the stable of Ajay Nigeria and Biggie Cola from Rights Food continue in their first determination for mind share. In classic marketing, underdog brands resonate with consumers during tough economic times. Coca-Cola, despite its globally recognized and household status, is obviously not resting on its oars. Recently, CCHBC CEO Zoran Bogdanovic and the Coca-Cola chairman and CEO James Quincy visited Coca-Cola customers in Nigeria. The purpose of the high-powered visit was not made public. Market watchers believe it was geared towards a partnership for growth and perhaps to check competition. Coca-Cola is the largest spender on global advertising and marketing of any other soft drink producer. Nigeria's leading e-commerce platform, Jumia, has opened up its e-commerce platform to brands and corporate organizations to advertise. The company's head of growth and partnership, Oluwasegun, made the disclosure recently during an exclusive interview with Marketing Edge. Said the platform is one of the most visited in Nigeria and Africa. Mr. Martin says the platform is in 13 countries of Africa, and in each country, he further disclosed that Jumia digital advertising platform was growing very fast. Jumia is adopting the model of leading e-commerce platforms in the US and Amazon. Key industry players, operators, and gladiators have applauded the recent partnership deal between PLURAL Media, a digital-driven out-of-home advertising company in Nigeria, and Marketing Edge Publications, with a view to delivering top industry news on digital billboards networks pan Nigeria. The collaboration, which is considered to be groundbreaking in the industry, will provide fresh, relevant content and news on the go with commercial adverts on the PLURAL Media digital billboard network to keep the audience engaged. The group head marketing and corporate communications at First Bank and immediate past president of the Advertisers Association of Nigeria, Folake ANI-MUMUNEY, extended congratulatory message to PLURAL Media and Marketing Edge Management on the new feat. Applauding the initiative in a similar note, Prince Ademola Babalola, a US-based veteran journalist, described the feat as the latest innovation to manifest in the history of modern journalism in Nigeria. The federal government has been advised to think towards constituting a consortium of professional advertising and marketing communications agency to create a world-class communications campaign for Nigeria at 60. Giving the advice was a foremost marketing communications industry practitioner, Bomi Oke, while speaking in an exclusive interview with Marketing Edge in Lagos. Oke, who is CEO and lead consultant at Ladybird Communications Limited, will find that as the Nigerian nation turns 60 in the coming year, 2020, it was expedient on the government to think in the direction of creating a marketable world-class campaign to celebrate such a landmark event. According to the Association of Advertising Agencies of Nigeria, former president, governments alone cannot single-handedly work on creating such a landmark communications campaign, but working through the relevant ministries. The 2-year leadership tenure of Folake ANI-MUMUNEY led Executive Committee's Council of the Advertisers Association of Nigeria came to a glorious end recently. ANI-MUMUNEY, immediate past president of the association, while giving detailed highlights on achievements of the executive committee of the association under stewardship. According to her, the executive committee, in conjunction with the Education and Capacity Development Committee, recognized the enduring need for capacity development and the reality that the skill sets required to survive and thrive in contemporary marketing communications industry were more complex than in the previous years. During the 2-year tenure, the EXCOs initiated a very robust engagement and advocacy with key and relevant stakeholders across the marketing communications industry. And Advertisers media-focused group has launched a global initiative designed to make the advertiser's voice heard on the topic of cross-media measurements. At the core of the cross-media working group is the WFA and key advertisers from WFA's Global Media Board, including EA Mastercard, P&G, and Unilever. The effort is being driven arm in arm with some of the key advertisers association from WFA's network that have been driving change in the way media is measuring in their market or measured in their market. This includes the ANA US and ISBA UK, both of which are working on their own respective measurements initiative. Also included are ACA Canada, OWM Germany, Swedish Advertisers Union, Desmarque France. According to the group, the aim is to find cross-industry consensus on global key principles for measurements, which are with broadcasters, digital platforms, and measurement companies also involved in the initiative. Marin Merley, formerly the Chief Marketing Officer of Calvin Klein, has resurfaced as the Vice President of Global Ads Marketing at Google, which is currently blustering the star talent on its marketing team. Gulin Merley will be responsible in managing Google's global media spend, as well as setting the vision for Google's marketing business worldwide. She has also been tasked with building and delivering a global marketing strategy for the company, its business and its advertising products. Google has named her as a key partner and its art sales, products, and engineering leadership. Rapidly rising prices are causing consumers to stay away from staples, especially foods. According to the data released by the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, inflation rose to 11.61% in October. The report said the urban inflation rate stood at 12.2% year-on-year in October 2019 from 11.78% recorded in September 2019, while the rural inflation rate was recorded at 11.07% in October 2019 from 10.77% in September 2019. This is an increase of 0.36 percentage points compared to 11.24% recorded in September. The rise in the food index was caused by increases in prices of meat, oil and fat, bread and cereals, potatoes, yam and other tubers, fish and vegetables. On a year-on-year basis, inflation was the highest in Kebbi at 15.2%, lowest in Bayelsa at 9.07%. Analysts opine that the skyrocketing prices will have negative impact on businesses as price changes, borrowing investments, and foreign exchange continue to dwell in uncertain territory. Next is Brand in Focus. Between subscription, streaming, and the future of pay TV, the video landscape has never looked so competitive with the recent boom in subscription video streaming services around the world. The increase is creating a crowded marketplace that includes Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, Prime Video, Showmax, Apple TV Plus, and Disney Plus. For consumers, such proliferation means more choice in shows and services. As the world heads deeper into the streaming age, getting access to film and TV content on the go, how and when the people watch TV, including the actual content itself, will continue to change drastically. For example, a few years ago, Apple CEO Tim Cook said the future of TV was apps. Meanwhile, the following years have shown little growth in TV apps and exponential growth in streaming services. Today, it is safe to say that the future of TV is not apps, but streaming. Cable television was born in 1928, not so long ago. A TV guide could be found in every living room to help consumers plan their evening TV show lineup. Today, millennials and Gen Z have placed a premium on flexibility because traditional cable TV no longer appeals to them, and that is unlikely to change. According to a global report in 2011, the average 18 to 24-year-old consumed 25 hours of cable TV on a weekly basis. By 2018, that number has dropped to 14 hours weekly, apparently because they spend more time searching for what to watch amongst a sea of things they absolutely don't want to. But some analysts believe that while older generations, even millennials, were regular cable TV consumers, live TV is a dying medium. Others think cable TV may not be dead, but it is most certainly on life support. Well, next, of course, is the interview segment on Marketing Edge on TV. Chief Executive Officer of STB McCann, Paul Ugoagwu, is our guest. Enjoy it.
Hello, food already. I think not go chop today.
Today na my cheat day.
So what do you want?
Give me 2 wraps of pound.
Excuse me, madam. The client has just arrived and will be upstairs very soon.
All right, send him right up. Thank you. Mama, make I see that brocoto.
You know, see. For red brocoto and assorted meat.
That one.
Madam, stop me now. Customer knows which one you want. Amala, Ewegu, Pomo, and then brocoto. No, customer don't buy it. Ebola, Benyo, spirit or human being?
Okay, no fire. Now my meat is that.
Internet customer. Abeg, give me brocoto. When she come, you will give her another one.
Okay, no fire.
Don't miss out on life's little pleasures. Upgrade to the super fast and reliable MTN 4G network.
Let my meat go.
Hello, welcome to the interview segment on Marketing Edge, and on today's edition I have Paul Ugoagwu, the CEO of STB McCann. Thank you very much for your time. It's a pleasure to have you on the show today, Paul. Now let's start first with your assessment, the Nigerian creative business. How would you rate the successes and the developments we've had so far?
Well, creative business in Nigeria, I like to talk about the area where I operate, because when you say creative business, you actually will be talking about Nollywood as well, that sector where they produce film and all that. But basically, we work in the marketing communication industry, and you need to be creative in order to offer the best marketing solutions to the needs of clients. So in that way, the creative business is diverse. It's an all-commerce affair, and it's getting interesting, especially because of evolving technology.
Okay, now, Paul, how would you also assess the evolving and changing faces and practice dynamics that we've seen so far in the entire brand management system?
Brand management is evolving truly, especially in the areas of practice and in the areas of the general business environment. For instance, in the last few years, you've seen a kind of commoditization of some brands. Let me give an example. GSM, telecoms. In a situation where you had maybe MTN and Econet when they started, now we have other players coming in. We have Glo, we have Etisalat, we have those players, not to talk of the internet service providers also eating in that market. So when you have so many players like that, it becomes the category becomes commoditized, such that everybody is offering the same thing. It poses a challenge to the creative industry or to marketing communications industry, because how do you then distinguish one brand offering from another? The same thing we're experiencing with in the financial sector, where you have so many banks. It's better now. There was a time where there were about 89 banks before the reorganization and the consolidation. So because it's now an all-commerce affair, there are people from foreign countries investing here in many of these sectors. So it's suddenly become a bit generic, where it is now the survivor of the most creative.
Okay, now we've also seen a move where we've seen professionals in traditional management services delving into advertising. What do you make of this?
Yeah, because you see, advertising is also a bit like journalism, where anybody who studied anything, could go into it. So ditto for marketing communications, yeah? Because you see, some of us read mass communication in school, but when we got into journalism, by the time we started, we found so many people who read English, who read sociology, philosophy, history, we found lawyers and all that. The same thing is happening in marketing communication and advertising, where what is required to practice is not limited to any certain formal training. So consultants, people everywhere, when they see